Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I know I've missed a few of the Premier League weekends the last few weeks. Sorry, I've been really busy, I've been away, I've got a job. But a lot been going on, but back now with another Premier League weekend. I'm going to do something a little different this week. I usually do West Ham's game first and then focus on the rest of the league. I'm going to switch it around obviously because I want to talk about a little bit about what happened at Leicester tragically on Saturday night. So I'll quickly breeze through the rest of the games from the weekend. Starting with towards the top, Liverpool beat Cardiff 4-1, which was probably the most predictable result of the weekend. Pretty easy for them. They're now top of the league. I do know Man City and Tottenham play tonight, so Man City, if they win, they can go top as well. But it was pretty straightforward for Liverpool. Arsenal got a 2-2 draw away at Crystal Palace. They've been on a great run since beating West Ham, actually. I think it was 11 games in all competitions unbeaten. True to in this one. They did go 1-0 down for a penalty, which I thought probably was for Palace at the end of the first half, and then they did really well to claw themselves back in. There was a bit controversial with their second goal with Lacazette looked like he handballing it over towards Aubameyang. I think it probably does just touch his fingers, which does make it deliberate handball, which shouldn't have stood. So bringing up the question, this is VAR, was in the Premier League, would it have stood? No, but we don't have it. We move on, and then Palace got another penalty towards the end of the second half. Again, I think it was, although I think this one's a little bit softer than the first one. Zaha kind of played for a little bit and kind of dive, make it a little bit more theatrical, but he probably was found it was a penalty. So 2-2 probably was a fair result because Palace did play quite well in this one. Man United picked up an easy win against Everton. Everton just didn't really have much to offer against Man United. Chelsea as well picked up a big win. They still remain unbeaten because they beat Burnley 4-0. Newcastle are still struggling. They got a 0-0 draw against Southampton with one of the most boring games in the league ever. I feel sorry for those fans who had to make a 700-mile round trip down to Southampton to watch all that. They're really struggling, as well as Cardiff, who picked up another. Cardiff are struggling, but as well as Huddersfield, who picked up another loss away at Watford. They were sort of the main talking points for the league so far. I'll go on to West Ham now. The game against Leicester, it's hard to talk about really because of what happened afterwards, but I'll kind of give you a brief overview of the game. West Ham, it was quite a cagey opening. I think West Ham took the early initiative, took control, and when they went ahead, I think they deserved it. It was a free kick came over from Anderson, headed across the box by Rice. Balbuena, he missed his first opportunity, which he was unlucky with, but luckily he got the rebound, put it away. West Ham went up. We're looking in control. We're looking in sort of the ascendancy. We're going to kind of really put a stamp on it, looking like they're more likely to score a second than Leicester was to get an equaliser. And then Martin Noble gets himself sent off with a crazy challenge. It was bad because, especially when you saw the replay where he connected with Ndidi, he kind of really caught him right at the top of the ankle. Fair play to him, he didn't really roll around or anything. He kind of just did a roll and then stood up, or I think it was on his knees, but it wasn't like clutching his ankle, wasn't screaming anything. So the referee clearly sent him off, not due to the reaction of the player, but of the challenge itself. And I probably reluctantly want to admit, yes, it probably was a sending off. It was a silly tackle to make in a part of the game when West Ham were in control, were in the ascendancy, and were looking like they could go on and get a second goal. And then obviously then you're down to 10 men. Second half, Leicester just piled on the pressure. They were really going at it. They got their equaliser. It was a bit fortunate because it hit Ndidi. Ndidi took the shot, hit Balbuena on the back. It kind of really skipped him, left Fabianski with no chance at all. He couldn't have done anything about it. He was completely wrong-footed, and it was a bit unfortunate because West Ham had played really well, defended really well for 60, 70 minutes for most of the game. The back line, what we saw against Liverpool in the first game, it was very much, it was in its early stages, and it was just constantly getting caught with Salah and Mane just getting behind really easy. This game showed how it really worked because Leicester were caught offside, I think nearly 10, 11 times in this game, and they showed how that sort of high line can work and it can prove really effective, especially against teams like Leicester, which are going to be battling it out for West Ham in that sort of mid-table sort of area. West Ham had a great chance to go on and score a winner. I think Antonio clashed with one of the Leicester defenders who unfortunately dislocated his ankle in that challenge, which is hopefully he gets a speedy recovery because it did look quite nasty, but then he squared it over to Ogbonna of all people. How he ended up there I don't know, and he was a typical defender's finish. The ball bobbled a little bit, but instead of thinking of taking a touch or maybe looking to square it to someone else, he took the shot, it ballooned over the bar. Maybe someone who is more used to being in those attacking situations probably would have done better in there, but he didn't. It went wide. It was a 1-1. Probably overall, it's a fair result considering West Ham went to 10 men. I think if West Ham kept 11 on the pitch, probably may have seen out the game. But that's all hindsight, really. But it was a good point away from home. We've been struggling lately, so it's quite good. Anyway, outside of that, the two major incidents at the weekend, which really humbled the world of football. First of all, Glenn Hoddle was taken ill in the BT Sports studio just before the game started. His latest come out, he had a heart attack. He is responding well in the hospital, so hopefully he gets a speedy recovery. One of the great English players to come out of England and really do well abroad as well. Very rarely do you see English players do really well abroad. He did. Managed England draw obviously for the France '98, which was one of the better tournaments that we've ever had. Obviously left the England post in controversial circumstances, but still he produced that, and we really wish him a speedy recovery. But the main one that everyone's talking about, which is the tragedy that happened after the West Ham game, the Leicester chairman, I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, it's quite long, I don't want to disrespect him for mucking his name up a little bit. As he usually does, he goes to every single Leicester game. The helicopter is in the middle of the pitch, he takes off, he flies away to wherever he goes. In this occasion, the helicopter, I'm not quite seeing the actual reason, but it was a malfunction. As it left the stadium, it then crashed in the car park just outside, obviously exploding, killing everybody on board, all 5 people that was on there, him, the pilot, I think there was some of his staff and a press person, all unfortunately sadly lost their life, which pales everything from the weekend into perspective when you think about this guy was a real he was a different sort of owner to most. A lot of owners, you look at Arsenal's, you look at Mike Ashley, you look at some of the others, they're there, they use these clubs as an asset. They're just another part of their portfolio that they can use in their business world to make them some money. They're passing the money in, but they're mainly using to take money out. I'm not saying that Leicester guy doesn't use it as a business, he's a businessman overall, but what he really integrated into that club was a sense of, it was a family, and he could really tell he really cared. And the things that he did, some of the little things, on his 60th birthday, he gave everyone in the stadium a free beer, a free bottle of water, if obviously he was under 18. And the whole miracle with winning the league, and he showed that you don't need to spend millions, if not billions, on players like City, like Chelsea have done in the past to win the league. You just need a really good team spirit, and that's what he represented from the top down. That really nice family, all in this together scenario, and really put, when Leicester won the league, it helped. I think it was that we was getting into the era of just that dominance of money and power, and they really changed the game. Really, maybe for the wrong point of some people, obviously. Lower league managers or mid-table managers now put more pressure on, because people say, "Oh, Leicester won the league, you should be doing this." Hey, that's just life. But it was really, really sad and really, really tragic, and I really want to put my personal condolences out to his family, everyone involved with Leicester. Hopefully, they can recover from this and move forward, because it is a good club, Leicester. They don't really have many big rivalries with anyone outside. Everyone was I was happy for them when they won the league. It was quite nice, and I was rooting and wrong for them as well. I wish it was my own club, but everyone did. But Leicester, I hope everything works out for them in this tragedy. Anyway, much respect to him. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. I will see you next time. Bye.